Okay, guys, today let's see about Terraform Workspaces. Okay, so Workspaces. So normally when we work on any of the Terraform project, actually we will have the Terraform state file, right? So in case if we have to work on multiple environments like dev, staging, and prod, actually what happens? Let me show you. So let's assume we have one Terraform module like main.tf. Okay. So when you execute this one, actually we will get a TF state file. Okay, we will get a Terraform state file. But let's assume this is like dev environment. So okay. So for example, in dev environment, you have used T2 medium and 4 cores of RAM, so 4 cores of CPU, and like 8 GB of RAM. Okay, but same thing. For example, in case if you are working for prod, okay, so here you may need to use T2 large, and then you may use like 16 cores of CPU and 32 GB of RAM. Okay, so this is for prod. So what happens when you run this main.tf and this main.tf? So what happens? It will create certain configurations like a Terraform state file. Okay, it will create the state file. This state file will have the details like it is using T2 medium, 4 cores of CPU and 8 GB of RAM. But in case if you again run this main.tf which is of prod, then what happens, then again this terraform state file will be overwritten with this d2 large 16 core cpu and 32 GB ram. So like the environment it will not be maintained properly. Okay, so in case if you want environment like separate state files for each um, environment like dev and prod, then we have to use workspaces. Okay, so workspaces. So what happened, so while you create workspaces, you will be creating different environments. Okay, like for example, if you have dev, staging, and prod, so dev will have separate tf state file. Okay, it will have a separate tf state file, and staging will have separate tf state file, and then prod will have a separate tf state file, so that the environments will be managed properly. Okay, so what are the commands we will be using to this? So actually, we will use Terraform workspace list. Okay, so this will list the total like the what are the workspaces available, it will list everything. Okay, and then in case if you want to create any new workspace, then you have to use Terraform workspace new. For example, if you are creating dev, you have to give dev. Okay, and then you can just when you do this one, it will be going to this one. In case if you want to change to another one, then you can use Terraform workspace new prod, in case if you want to create new one, and then you can just do Terraform apply. Okay, so that like when you do Terraform workspace list, it will show the all list workspaces, and then in case if you have to create a new dev, you can select just new dev, so that new workspace will be created. When new prod workspace will be created, and then in case if you want to go to any of the particular workspace, you can use just Terraform workspace and then name of that one. Okay, so that you will be able to create the workspaces. Okay, so let's see the examples here. Okay, so now let's see examples. Terraform workspace list. Okay, so when we do Terraform workspace list, so it is showing the default. Okay, so we don't have anything for now. It is working on the default project. Okay, now what we do now, let's try to create a new workspace. Okay, Terraform workspace new, and then we will give it as dev. Okay, so if you see here, created a create and then switched over to the workspace dev. Okay, so it is created a workspace called dev. Okay, so now let's do one thing. Let me delete everything. Okay, now let's list this one. Okay, so it also got deleted. Let me create again new dev. Okay, so if you see here, some Terraform state file gets created. Okay, under Terraform state file, if you see, we got the new workspace called dev. Okay, now let me try to create one more workspace. This will be prod. Okay, so now it has created a new workspace called prod, and it switched to that one. Okay, now let me do workspace list. If you see, we have two workspaces. Okay, dev and prod. If you come here, we have two. One is dev and one is prod. Okay, now in which I am working now, the wherever the star it is in that workspace, I will be working. Okay, now what we can do, let's create a project. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a project like ec2.tf. Okay, providers, AWS. Okay, let me just I will just copy this one. Okay, we also have to pass the keys. Okay, now let's give the instance name. Let's give it as test, and then I will just give in the AMI ID EC2 launch instance. Guys, you have to practice, otherwise it may look easy, but you will forget. When you practice, you may make some errors, then only you will learn. Okay, this is the AMI ID. I'll just give it here under double quotes. Okay, and then I will just keep it as T2 micro, and then I will give the name as prod. Okay, we are creating it for prod, right? I will just give it as prod. Okay, save. Now we have given the provider, region, access key, secret key, and then we are creating a AWS instance. Okay, so we have given some AMID, and then instance is T2 micro, and we have given the tag as prod. Okay, now let's do Terraform init. Okay, so it has initialized Terraform plan. Okay, I might have not saved it. Okay, let me save again. Terraform init. PWD Terraform project. Okay, so actually I have kept the CC2 instance inside Terraform folder. Okay, so I just placed it outside. Okay, when it is outside only, it will find the files. Okay, okay, it's initializing, so it will download all the plugins required. So if you have seen earlier, so currently we are in the prod workspace. Okay, so whatever resource we create, it will be creating under this prod. Okay, it will not create under dev, because in case if you are not defining these workspaces, it will create under the common default workspace. Okay, by default you will have default workspace, right? So everything will be created here. In case when you change configurations for dev and prod, it will be overwritten. Okay, so that you will not be able to manage the environment. So what you have to do, you have to create workspaces. When you create workspaces, you will have separate files for each and every environment. Okay, so when you are configuring and managing multiple environments, always use workspaces. Okay, so it is initialized. Now I will do Terraform plan. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have to give it in double quotes. Terraform plan. So when you do Terraform plan, mostly in case of any errors, you will get to know. Okay. So and then when in case if you do Terraform apply also, in case if there is some dependencies or something, then you will see issues. So you have to troubleshoot based on the errors. Terraform apply. So it will ask for yes. In case if you don't want that one, you can just give Terraform apply auto approve. Okay. Yes. So it is started to create the instance. Okay, let me go here. EC2. So it has created an instance called prod. Okay, so now let's come here. So inside prod, we got one Terraform file. Okay, so if you see, it will have all the details. Okay, it is log file. Let me refresh this one. So if you see here under prod, we have Terraform state file. Okay, now it has all the details. Okay, so related to all this prod environment which we have created, we have the details. Okay, now what we can do, now we have done for prod. In dev we don't have anything, right? So now let's do one thing. Okay, now I will just change some configurations in this. So I will just keep it as dev instead of prod. I will keep it as dev. Okay, and I will change the workspace. Terraform workspace dev. Terraform workspace select. Okay, okay, now it is switched to dev. Okay, Terraform workspace list, so it will show star on dev. Okay, now again I will do Terraform plan. Okay, now I will do Terraform apply hyphen auto approve. Okay, now previously we had prod ec2, right? Now we will get one more instance with the name of dev. Let's wait for it. So AWS instance is creating. So if we, okay, okay, we didn't change the name there. Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, because of that, it is coming like this. I will apply again. Guys, when you make modifications in this code, actually you have to save this one. Okay, you have to use Control S and save that one. Otherwise, it will be giving the old code itself. I have changed it to dev, but I didn't save it. So if you see here, when I again applied it from prod, it changed to dev. Okay, now let me come here and refresh this one. It was prod right previously. Now I'll refresh. If wait, it will take some time. See, it changed to dev. Okay, so whenever you work with the Visual Studio Code, always you have to do Control S to save, otherwise it will be like this. Okay, now we have talked about workspace, right? So now if you come here in Terraform state file, if you come, the name is test. Okay, and tag is, it will be prod in the prod section. Control F. prod. If you see tags, it has come to prod. Okay, now let's go to dev environment. Okay, here it has created a Terraform state file. So we have two Terraform state files, one for the dev environment, one for the prod environment. Okay, this is the advantage of workspace. Okay, so you will be able to manage the state in different state files. Now let me come here. Now I will search for prod. There is no results. Okay, now let me search for dev. See, it will be there. See, so we have created two EC2 instances, one in the prod environment, one in the dev environment, and we have two Terraform state files. Okay. In case if we have not used workspaces, then it might have created by default on the default workspace. Okay. So this is how we should use this, guys. And Terraform workspace, mostly they will ask questions in the interview as well. So So these are all the commands. Okay, Terraform, to delete a workspace, you have to use delete, and to list you have to use list. New, we have to use new. Select, we have to show, and show to show the current workspace. Okay, so Terraform workspace show. Okay, so you're using dev. Okay, that's why it's showing the environment which you are working. Okay, and we have few more commands like Terraform list. So Terraform list, it will list all the environments. We have default dev prod. Okay, and in case if you have to create new, you have to select Terraform workspace new, and then you have to give the name like dev prod, whatever it is. And then in case if you have to delete, now let's try to delete this one workspace of prod. Okay, before that, okay, I will try to delete the default. Okay, Terraform workspace delete default. Okay, so we cannot delete the default state. Okay, now what I will do, I will just destroy. Okay, I will delete the prod one. Terraform workspace delete prod. So workspace is not empty. So what it says, so we already have some environments, right? So it was showing like it is not empty. So what we have to do in case if we have any resources, we have to delete those things. And when our workspace is empty, we can remove those things. Okay. Now what I will do, now I will go to that prod workspace. Okay. Terraform workspace, select prod. Okay. So we have just here, right? Now Terraform destroy. Okay, so what it will do, it will delete the prod EC2 instance. So this prod EC2 instance, it will be deleted. Yes, so the prod instance, it went into the shutting down state. Okay, now once that is done, now we can delete that workspace as well. So you have to remember all these five commands, guys. Definitely there will be questions about this thing in the interview. Like what is workspace, and what is the use of workspace. So what is the use of workspace? We can have different Terraform state files so that we can manage different environments. And what are the different commands used in workspace, like Terraform workspace list, Terraform workspace select, Terraform workspace delete. So all these things you have to remember. Okay, so let's wait for it to delete. And then in case if you have to create a new workspace, you have to select Terraform workspace new, and then you have to give the name. Okay, now the resource is deleted. Now let me try to delete this one. Okay, dev, oh sorry, it will not work. This select Terraform workspace, select dev. So we have to go to different workspace, and then now delete prod. So this workspace is deleted. So if we come here, we have only dev. Okay. Now in case if you have to delete everything from dev environment, same thing you have to do. You have to do terraform destroy, so that it will delete all the resources. So once those resources deleted, you have to switch to default workspace. So once you go to the default workspace, then you will be able to delete the dev workspace. Okay. So let's wait for it to be deleted. Okay, it is deleted. Now we have to switch to default. Okay. Now delete dev. Okay. Now when we do Terraform workspace list, we will have only default. Okay. Now what you understood, we cannot delete the default workspace. Okay. And then in case if you have to delete any of the workspaces, first you have to remove all the resources. Okay. You have to remove all the resources which are there, and then you have to switch back to next or other available or default workspace, and then you have to delete the workspace. To delete the workspace, you have to use Terraform workspace delete, and then you have to give the workspace name. Okay. So remember guys, like whatever demonstration we have done, it is for your understanding. Okay. Because of that, we have created many scenarios. So when you try to delete the default one, you will not be able to delete. When you try to delete any of the workspaces by exist by you are, in case if you are already in that workspace, if you try to delete that one, it will not delete. And if some resources are there in the workspace, then also it will not delete. Okay. So these are the things guys. Okay. It is very important for interview. Okay.